Mathematics rooted in broad humanistic learning. Is math cold and the humanities warm? This sounds convincing, but it also makes us wonder if this is really the case. The rhythm of a song we love, the cadence of a single line of poetry, the balance of a building, even within that warmth, numbers and ratios are hiding quietly. Mathematics seeks nature's secrets through numbers, figures, equations, and structure. Math is precise, logical, and driven to the end by proof. The humanities, in contrast, explore human thought and feeling, culture and history. It is less about closing with one answer and more about keeping meaning open to many readings. On the surface, the two seem far apart, but once the history of mathematics unfolds, that certainty collapses sooner than expected. A single papyrus left in the desert flows into the mathematics of the next age, crosses into another civilization, and returns with a new language. The writings left by Ahmes of ancient Egypt reached Euclid, Archimedes, and Diophantus in Greece. And in the Islamic world, Greek geometry and India's algebraic tradition were woven together, carrying mathematics farther still. Al-Khwarizmi's works, which set the course of algebra, were translated into Latin and brought to Europe, shaping the rise of medieval mathematics. Mathematics has always been built upon the mathematics that came before it, so it can be called humanity's storehouse of wisdom, a bundle of the humanities. It's also striking that in ancient Greece, mathematics meant learning, a gathering of knowledge. In that time, mathematics held not only geometry, but also mechanics, astronomy, optics, and even music. The sciences we now name separately once belonged in the same box. But why did ancient mathematicians hold so many fields at once? To step aside from religious authority, to observe nature and read it through logic. In those days, this was a rare task, reserved for only a few. Nor had science matured enough to divide into disciplines as it has today. At times, mathematics was oppressed by religion. At other times, it collided with faith and other fields, mingled with them, and grew. Then why does mathematics resemble the humanities? The humanities ask, what kind of life does a human want? Some scholars say the humanities should guide human life and the whole society we live in towards something better. The humanities are not a refinement that ends with having read a novel or a classic. Reading many books, remembering them, and debating them does not in itself become humanistic insight. In the end, what matters most is never letting go of the questions that seek to understand humanity and society more clearly. To understand people, we must know history. To understand history, we must know philosophy, the way people think. To grasp philosophy, we must know language. We must also understand literature and art, where human life is fully distilled. Surprisingly, this process closely mirrors the way we study mathematics. In the end, the core spirit of the humanities is fully embedded in mathematics as well. If the humanities seek to guide society towards something better, mathematics, too, shines most when it is used to help people. The phrase, "math is the foundational technology of advanced industry," no longer feels unfamiliar. But in the end, what becomes the foundation is decided by human life. No matter how brilliant a technology is, if no one wants it, it becomes a display piece. To know what people truly want, ask the humanities first, and the humanities turn back to mathematics and ask, with this kind of technology, people might live a little happier, but can you make it possible?